So what happened last game?
Shenanigans.
So many.
In a rare moment of trust, Kiora allowed us to dress her up as to allow easy passage through the city of Brass.
And then the universe stopped making sense.
Then the universe stopped making sense. We woke up. We had nightmares. A lot of us had nightmares. And,
Didn't.
well, that was the play before that, but that play ended short. Jocelyn apparently didn't have nightmares, knew what was going on, but kept the information kind of close to his chest for that one. Almika did not make it to the early afternoon rendezvous. Fearing the worst, we decided we had to go to Hell's Embassy to find her. Hence the need for disguises, because people know who we are. Or at the very least, they know who Cure the Undying is. Seamus wasn't too much better off, as many demons had true sight and would probably see through any illusion that he used to disguise himself. So, with a disguise kit loaned from Cinder, and some robes, and some masks, and some papier-mâché horns, we managed to not only just sneak our way to the Hell's Embassy without being noticed, but get in, fool a succubus, which Seamus had dropped the name the Whispered One as our sort of patron, supposedly. Freaked her the hell out, fearing the implications that name implied. She led us to not Grumsh, what was his name? Gurix, the Baylor demon who owned Almika, who had come home early and was having his way by whipping the piss out of her. So, following her, she brought us to a hallway, told us to stay put while she would go talk to Gurix, and come back with information. Macklin followed the succubus attendant, found that she was about to come back to get our names, and decided, yeah, she shouldn't ask us names. Stabbed her in the back with some hallucinogenic poison, managed to suggest that this was all a nightmare and send her home. Somehow, some way, she fell for it and went home. Made her way to Curix's chamber. Seamus fucking bolted ahead of us and took charge, banging on the door, and assumed his role as Ice, the person who shows up when everyone else fucks up to fix problems. Managed to convince Gurix that we were Vecna's informants. It wasn't generals, it was like
Representatives.
I
representatives.
believe it was couriers.
Couriers of Vecna. Held up his sending stone and kept saying, "Are you going to answer the call? He wants to talk to you." Basically detailed
Oh no, we told them that Vecna screwed up and the Baylor was up. It was his job to mess with some meddling adventurers.
No, I didn't. No. Let's correct this. He didn't say that Vecna screwed up. He said Vecna was pissed because the vampire fucked up her job in the town, and that Gurix was up because the stupid vampire couldn't handle some ragamuffin humans that were fucking stupid and had no right to win.
Yeah, basically.
And then, with some very convincing roles and some bad roles on the part of Gurix the Baylor, he said, "Oh shit, yeah, let me take that stone and get right on it," and activated it and went straight to the material, straight to the plane of water. Yar.
Still can't believe that worked.
I would like to
It shouldn't
note
have.
for future Heather, who's listening to these logs, so many failed wisdom throws. So many. Just so many.
Don't know how you meant it. You did.
The bard just started bullshitting and then the Baylor was gone.
Isn't that what the bard's supposed to do, though?
I mean, in the end.
Bard's gonna bard.
Well, yeah,
Bart's-
but no one actually
Bart's totally
believes it
gonna
until it
bark.
actually happens, and then we still don't believe it.
Yours never gonna let you live this down. I will tell you that.
So we open as you all.
So, after Gurx was dispatched, I guess, assumed, we made our way to Omika, stabilized her, did some healing. She woke up, lashed out at everybody, and I think now we're trying to convince her that we're her friends and that she's got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because you're
Or
all
did we
wearing
convince we were friends?
disguises.
We're in disguises. We are friends in disguise.
We are more than meets the eye.
We are totally friends in disguises.
As you guys,
Except me.
as we open on tonight's game, as you guys try to convince Elmika that you are not a trick, you hear.
Listen,
And you look over.
I'm a blind cleric.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on, I'm obvious here.
What, Sam? Okay, can you guys hear me now? Because apparently Sam couldn't hear me.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
a
can
lot
hear you.
better.
Okay. So you guys hear the sound of clapping behind you from the stairs.
Oh. Yeah, Macklin
Hmm.
turns and stuffs one hand into his cloak to grab his rapier.
Okay.
Doesn't draw it, just
Cure
his hands in
spins
his cloak.
around as well.
Hand on Whisper as I turn to look.
A dark-haired man sits on the stairs, watching you all.
A dark-haired man. I
Mhm.
don't see that. Never mind.
No, you don't.
Human man?
No, but you can smell it.
No, you can't smell anything. Yeah, human man.
All right,
Anyone I would recognize?
Mm, no.
I'm gonna roll perception, see if I can identify him.
Sure.
Nope. That's a critical nope.
Maybe he's lost.
I'm thinking back to Vasselheim for some reason.
And who might be the one that's clapping on the stairs?
Oh, dear boy, I think you know very well who I am.
Do I recognize the voice?
Oh, yes.
Who is it?
Oh, it's Vecna.
Oh shit!
I got that tingling feeling.
All the
My glance
hackles
are
are
chosen.
raising on the back of my neck.
My cleric sense is tingling.
Friend of yours?
Well,
I start growling under my breath.
this is the wannabe god that has decided to grace himself with our in his presence. But I have a good feeling you are, how do you say, not here.
You always were the smart one, weren't you?
And you were always the dumb one, weren't you?
Come now, is that any way to speak to me?
I don't like foul creatures that rot in the night.
Well, you've done a very good job, you and your companions.
Running scared.
Hardly.
And what is it that you want?
I think the question is, what do you want?
To say your head on a pike would be an understatement.
To wipe the smear of your existence from our physical plane.
But I would assume that's obvious, wouldn't it be?
I don't think it's that obvious. Certainly there are other things you want.
I want you to understand something, and I want you to understand something straight. There is nothing in this world, or in these planes, or in existence that I want more than to see the death in you erased from all records of ever existing.
And the rest of you feel this way? There's nothing you want more in the world?
Macklin cocks a brow slightly and glances back at Almeka. Is she still freaking out?
Roll a perception check with advantage.
That's a 20.
She has moved herself here and is hiding behind this cage.
Okay.
I step forward towards what I assume is a mirage or an illusion.
Okay. Give me just a moment here. Sorry. I should have put him on the board.
I imagine this place. I'm using my imagination.
The theater of the mind.
Isn't that why we all play this game?
Basically.
He's like here. There we go.
Oh, well.
He's sitting on the stairs. He's actually quite spread out. He's got his kind of robes spread out, lounging comfortably.
I can't see that.
No.
Ah, disappointing. So, Undying One, explain to me now why you grace us with your foul presence.
I just wanted to know that there was truly nothing more that any of you wanted than destroy me. I thought perhaps a deal could be made, but if you insist.
Macklin looking over the tools of torture, idly looking over some pointy object, plucks it up and gives it a good look over, contemplating what he's saying exactly.
Okay.
I'm not entirely certain there's anything you could offer to my compatriots here.
Roll an insight check.
I side-eye Macklin for his choice of words.
You, unlike your companion, seem to be picking up on the subtle threat that's actually in the words. This is not I'm offering you the world. This is, are you really sure you want to go down this path threat? You've run with the clasp long enough that you can actually pick it up a little bit more than your companions can.
Alright, so Macklin's gonna be straight about it. You're not here to try to bribe them.
Depends on your definition of the word bribe, isn't it?
I suppose it'd be more similar to the, what is it that it's called? protection money, where you make an offer that's not really an offer, more like a promise of pain, torment, and ruin, should you work against the person offering.
He looks to Jocelyn and smiles. My dear boy, you finally found a traveling companion with half a brain.
How do you explain this? Jocelyn has one of the... He probably has the most straightest... There is no emotion that's clouding his face right now. It's just straight deadpan.
He's filled
visage is
with
inscrutable.
determination.
If you're here to offer fear, you have come to the wrong place.
Well, it is a pity. I had hoped that you would take me up on my offer. Everyone roll me a charisma saving throw.
Hold on a second.
Out of curiosity, has it been under or over 10 minutes since we entered this room?
I would say under. I'd probably put it at about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Seamus is a quick talker.
Just a reminder, I don't believe this is coming into effect, but I did cast a spell before we entered the room.
Okay.
Mhm.
What is that? Protection from good and evil?
Yeah. When we
Disadvantage on it?
saw Seamus pounding on the door, I quickly cast that because I freaked the flip out.
All right, so there's a number of things happening. We have advantage on the saving throw because of cure. I have advantage on the saving throw because I'm a gnome.
You don't have advantage because of me. You get to add +5 to any of your saves.
As long as you're standing within 5 feet of him.
Oh, I thought it was protection of good and evil.
Protection's
That's-
just on me.
It is
Oh,
not.
it's just on you?
Protection's just on you. Give me just one more here.
I'm right about here, so I'm further away from that. So
Disadvantage on attack. Can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed. This is none of those things.
Alright, just checking.
What do you have that grants you advantage there, Macklin?
It's gnome cunning.
Okay.
And it's advantage on all saving throws, all intelligence, wisdom, or charisma saving throws against magic. It doesn't say magic attack.
That's okay. It's not an attack.
With my aura, I come out to 28.
28, 25, 23.
That's an 18.
Okay.
What did Sam get?
I don't know. 18. Right?
Seamus, or Macklin, I believe you should be at 19. My
19?
bonus is a +5.
Oh, okay, so that's a 19.
Do some quick math. Int 10 plus. Okay. Hey. Hey. You feel a tug almost trying to pull you away. But you all manage to more or less shake it off. As Vecna pouts at you. I was hoping you would want to come for a visit, but I guess I shall just have to send my friend to you. And I'm gonna need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, bother. That's a crit.
We still have a turn order up from last time.
Yep, it'll replace the number. Kiddo.
Oh, I'm 10. That's all right.
I'm last. Ice's die is not happy with him today. Actually, he wasn't happy with him last week.
No Glasgow kisses. No beating up your mama.
FYQR. You are still under the effects of bonding. That in mind. Yes, I have bonded with QR.
Don't tell Ilya.
I have to say, there are people that will have opinions about that.
I think Ilya would like the kind of bond I have with QR right now.
Sam, can you set up the blanket so I can get him swaddled?
She may approve.
Swaddle the child.
Someone is fighting bedtime, so we're just going to get him swaddled, and then we can roll into this.
Boss fight!
As Vecna's form disappears.
No.
It's replaced by Gurx.
It's another Baylor demon.
And is
Even
replaced
haven't-
by a heavily armored Black Knight.
Oh, fucker.
Hey, I remember you.
This appears to be a different one.
This one is much less decapitated than the last one.
Hey,
Wait,
arm
what?
down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Tucky tuck, tuck tuck tuck.
Totally epic boss fight music.
Here's Mr. Trunks. Please go to sleep. Alright. You were changed to an 8. God damn it, stupid fucking numlock. I don't want to turn. I never want to turn numlock.
You think they would just disable Numlock
Right?
forever?
Just give me the option to at least. Ours isn't changing. Hey, you just unwrapped yourself.
Baby burrito.
This burrito seems to insist on escaping.
Well, you microwave the burrito, the tortilla first, so that it wraps easy and it assumes the shape and solidifies.
Someone's kind of bad at this. Let Dad fix this.
Yeah, Mama's also bad at wrapping. Please tell me that was you and not the baby. Okay. Long as that was you and not the baby. Alright, Jazin, you're 16?
Yes.
I believe everyone is updated.
Something about big brothers and
Okay. Alright, Macklin, you are up first.
Up first. All right. I'm gonna pop over here. I'm gonna use my bonus action to hide.
Okay.
Let me roll for stealth. That's a 31.
Holy shit.
Wow. Take your
Rose.
hidden.
I just duck behind a fucking countertop and disappear.
Pop out in the Slayer's cake.
Oh, it's bedtime. Alright, and I'm going to bust out the Condemner.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna condemn him.
Let's hope this thing's reputation does not precede it. Or does precede it. I forget how that goes. Does 28 hit?
28 does hit, yes.
28 hits. So, let's see. My current sneak attack is at 3d6. And I believe the Condemner did something additional upon hitting. Yes, okay. An additional 1d6 poison on top of my... Okay. So, 3... let's say it's 4d6. Alright, so that's 11 regular damage. Well, 26 regular damage, 6 poison damage.
Okay. Give me just a moment here.
I'll make my second attack at that point. Now, once you make an attack from hiding, you are revealed, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright,
How much poison damage was it?
that was 6 points of poison.
Okay. Good to know.
I will make a secondary attack. Knock another bolt. Roll normal. Does a 16 hit?
No.
16 does not hit. Alright, end my turn there.
Okay. Making it his turn. Actually, he's gonna stay there. Macklin, Cure, and Seamus, make me a charisma saving throw, or not, sorry, dexterity saving throw, please.
Ah, crap. Woo! 24 in total.
Good.
Alright, saving throw. I don't think I have advantage on that saving throw, it's just proficiency.
And Seamus, remember to add +5.
Yep, that's a 27.
Yep, that's the only reason I'm getting a decent one.
Hold on, I gotta find out my d6.
Like a d6, like a d6.
Like a d6. Has that been
D6, baby.
made yet?
Probably.
I'd be upset if it hadn't been.
So I'm betting she just like cast fireball, so that sounded like 10d6. GG guys.
You'll be fine.
Okay, so, 15 points of damage to all of you.
What kind of damage?
Remember, Cure, you take half.
Is this fire damage, perchance?
Let's see here. Yes, it is
I'm
fire
sure glad
damage.
everyone's wearing their fancy scarves.
Do those scarves actually offer fire resistance or just heat resistance?
They're
Well, I
fire
have my death
resistance.
I have my Deathwalker's ward, so...
Alright, so does that reduce it to 6 then? Okay, cool.
Actually, it would be. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say this. It's gonna be 7, not 6, because half of 15 is not 6.
So,
Oh, right.
the other half of that damage.
Oh, it's...
taking, if my math is correct, I should be taking 4 because of my split with Josen.
20.
Yes.
And so 11 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, hey. Does that get
Oof.
split with you too, Josen?
All damage you take.
All right. I've got resistance to necrotic, so that 11 becomes a 5 or 6.
No, if you take half because of Jocelyn, and then you take half of that,
I'm asking if we round up what the.
she's been rounding down, so it'd be 5 for the first one and then 2 for the next. So you take 2 damage. Meanwhile, the squishies are taking the brunt of all the damage.
Just that one.
Technically, I'm squishy right now too, since I'm not wearing armor.
Alright, that's his turn. Jason.
Not wanting to, I'm gonna step back to probably here. And what's the radius? 30 feet. So I should get everyone. And I'm going to cast Aid. Your spell bolsters your allies with toughness and resolve. Choose up to 3 creatures within range. Each target hit point maximum and current hit points increased by 5 for the duration. And I'm casting it at level 5. So it goes up to 20.
What?
So you get your maximum hit points is now 20.
That's crazy.
Plus 20 temp HP?
No, that's your maximum HP. For 8 hours.
Okay.
So
I feel 10 feet tall.
as a bonus action, we can cast spells up to level 2, right?
Yes.
As a bonus action. Okay, thank you.
Yep. Critical role rules.
I mean, it's not like we're playing Critical Role game or anything. I will cast. Who looks worse for wear, you or Macklin? Seamus. Ice Macklin.
When you give us the plus 20 max HP, do we instantly get HP to fill in the gap, or does that just leave us where we were and make our
Doesn't
max 20 higher?
Doesn't specifically say.
You
I
gain
believe the way that
Oh,
I've heard
yes,
it work
yes,
is that
and
you
current
get.
hit points. So you do heal 20 hit points as well. Your hit point maximum and current hit points increased by 5. I cast it at level 5, so you get 20. So I healed you 20, and your maximum HP goes up to 20.
Okay, so I look like 75% of myself. I don't know how Macklin's doing.
Macklin's looking. He's sitting pretty.
All right. So you guys are all good. 2. So instead, I am going to. I don't even fucking know anymore. Where are you? Spiritual weapon. There you are. I'm gonna cast spiritual weapon at first level, right next to him, or as close as I can get it. I think it's. Where are you, fucker? Had you? God, I'm horrible at this. Fucking looking for shit. There. Sorry, I have to cast at second level. That's right. 20 feet. Range of 60 foot. So I put, we'll say, a giant falchion right next to him.
Okay.
And like a bluish glow to it. And I will make an attack roll. Does a 20 plus 9, so 24. Does that hit?
It would hit, but he is going to use his reaction to parry.
Okay.
So it comes in close, but he meets it with his longsword and brushes it away.
Roger that. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Cure.
Oh man, I keep looking at all my spells and all my action. I'm just like, I am in a bad place without my armor. So what Cure is going to do? Cure is going to begin advancing towards him. Using my bonus action to draw my sword from my back.
Okay.
And with my actual action, I'm going to make a quick sign of the Raven Queen and force him to make a charisma saving throw as I cast Bane.
Alright.
You think the darkness is your ally?
Charisma saving throw?
Yes.
This is a 13.
17 is my DC.
Nice.
Perfect.
I just kind of growl as I approach. The Mistress of Ravens has a message for you. Stop stealing her gig.
Wow.
Get off her steeds.
Wow.
Honestly, she probably says something more along the lines of only one god has domain over the dead or something.
Some archaic bullshit.
But yeah, that's it for my turn.
Okay. Ice, it's your turn.
Aww.
Does I still have my shield?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
He's
it's still
wearing it on
attached
his
to my back because you didn't grab it.
Throw it, Cap!
I,
You can certainly try.
Do it, I'll duck.
I hop onto the torture table to my left,
Kick it over, kick it over, kick it over!
and then pulling out the cittern, I say to Jocelyn, "Ears," and then I strike a monstrous chord, casting Shatter.
Just behind.
Casting Shatter just behind the Black Knight at 4th level. So that's going to hit the Black Knight, but not Cure.
Okay.
That's going to be a Dex saving throw.
Alright. Minus the d4.
And because I'm assuming the Black Knight, if it is a, creature made of stone, crystal, or metal, it has disadvantage on the throw.
Okay.
If it's no inorganic material.
Okay. It fails.
Yes.
What kind of dice is being rolled?
D8. He took 19 thunder damage.
Okay.
Or she, or it, I don't like the gender pronoun wrong.
Mm.
Alright.
Incidentally, I dropped my protection from good and evil to use Bane.
Alright. Good to know. Lachlan, your go.
I am up! Hooray! Alright, so Macklin. Macklin's gonna move himself over here. Instead of hiding, he's gonna make himself known. And call out after Cure. Remember, without your armor, you're a lot faster on your feet than you think. Duck and weave! And use his help action to impose disadvantage on attacks against her to the end of my next turn.
Woo!
Use my attack to, attack. Weapons. Load up a bolt, take a shot. 22 hit.
22 hits? 22 hits, yes.
22 hits, alright. So, 4d6 in a row. The last d6 will be the poison damage. That's, 15... 28 damage, 2 poison damage, and then 1 additional d8. Additional 2 damage. So 30 total damage, 2 poison. And I'm gonna hit him again. Maybe. Oh, I crit failed.
You're a tink.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This thing was supposed to be magical!
Yep.
You know you can restring it real quick. It's gonna take a bonus action, though.
Alright, I've used my bonus action. So, that's my... Oh, I can still move. I'm going to move out of this cluster. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if he hits the other AoE, he can't hit all of us, right? Gnome's last words. Alright, let's do this.
Okay. Alright, so... Macklin, make me a charisma saving throw.
Yep.
Alrighty. The charisma, saving it with advantage. 21.
Okay. You feel that tug again, as if something's trying to pull you away, but you manage to shake it off. And the paladin in front of you looks angry.
Would you cut that out? I know it's a lot harder when I'm not asleep.
So instead... he's gonna make an attack against Cure.
This should go swimmingly.
Bob and weave, Cure. Bob and weave.
Does he have disadvantage? I can't remember.
Disadvantage.
Yes. My fucking lord. I'm getting new dice.
No, I think those are fine. You
I
should
think-
definitely
I think
keep using those.
This is just Macklin's class ability. It fucks up DMs.
No, I have been rolling shit against you guys for the last 3 games.
It happens.
I'm assuming a 13 doesn't hit you.
Actually,
Really? Okay.
that's right on the money.
Okay, so 10 slashing. 18
All right.
necrotic.
So the necrotic
Need
gets
your
halved.
shield.
It all gets halved.
Well, it gets halved before it gets passed to you.
Yep.
It gets halved, then it gets halved.
So I believe I
9
take
damage.
5 and 4. 9 damage. I'd like to use my reaction
Mhm.
to smack him.
Alright.
Hellish Rebuke. At 2nd level.
Okay.
Alright, dexterity saving throw. And the DC is 17.
He fails.
Alright, rolling my 3d10.
It's a lot of D10s.
That's a decent roll. That's 20 fire damage.
Nice.
Good job. Alrighty. Alright there. It's Johnson's turn.
Okay. Spiritual weapon isn't. Alright, so not very happy with this dude. See how far away I am first. Kinda shift over here, so I'm not really in Door's line of sight. And I'm just gonna concentrate, point my finger, and cast Blight at 5th level.
Nice.
17 Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Rolled an unnatural 20.
Unnatural. Alright. Blight.
Is he blighted by bees?
Oh god! Bees! Oh, Heather, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you subtract a d4 when you attacked me?
That a thing?
Bane.
Oh, I did not.
Alright, so even if you rolled a 1 then, it would be a 12, so it wouldn't actually hit me.
Okay.
Well, shit.
Well, shit, I'll heal 9 damage. Thank you.
Well, that also means your Hellish Rebuke gets undone.
Does it have to hit me? Oh, it damages me.
Yeah.
Alright,
It's a condition.
I will
That's
let.
fair.
I will. You can either let it lie, or you can. We can retcon that.
Let it lie. Pick the next one.
Alright, I'll let it lie.
Okay, wait. I have to say this. If you let it lie, you also have to make a concentration check right now.
Oh.
Right, because I took damage, I gotta roll over a 10. That's a Constitution save, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So choose wisely.
Well, shit.
You forgot to include your +5, so you're okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you're fine.
thank you.
Anyways, that's 38 halved.
38
And
halved.
that, yep, that's necrotic damage, but even if he's resistant to necrotic damage, he takes the full amount because I'm a death cleric.
Oh, shit.
19.
19
For the first time in
points.
his entire existence, he feels pain.
You watch as he laughs as the blight starts to crawl up his armor. But the laugh fades as the spell still takes hold, and his armor starts to rot and fade away. He looks at you. That's impossible.
Johnson just gives him a slight smirk.
Okay. That's anything else for your turn?
No.
Okay.
Actually, yes. Sorry. Johnson's gonna give a slight. He's gonna cast Shield of Faith on Cure. You now have +2 to your AC.
Woohoo!
Ancient
Yeah, that
Cures-
14 would have helped last turn.
Hey, whatever. Better off with 15 than she is with fucking 13, so.
Shh.
Now that's my turn.
Alright. Cure.
All right, I kind of grin as they're reacting to the blight, and would it cast a would it require a bonus or regular action if I did an intimidation check?
I'll give it to you as a bonus.
Okay. All right, not going to try to intimidate, but I do look a little scary when I'm not wearing that mask and I'm in the middle of a fight and I'm happy. So I'm just going to say to them, "Oh, you chose the wrong side, friend. The matron is not forgiving." Use my bonus to cast Vow of Enmity and then just start hacking at them.
Okay.
Oh,
Whoa. Yours going crazy.
First attack, 27 to hit.
That hits.
Burning a level 2 smite. Are they undead by chance?
Oh, very.
extra undead. Been
Super
marinating for a
undead.
while.
Alright, so base 10 slashing damage from my magical sword. And I'm pulling out 4d8 for the smite.
You said 10 damage from the sword?
Yes.
Okay.
15 radiant damage.
Alrighty.
Gonna chop at him again. 16 to hit.
That misses.
Alright. I'm still satisfied. That's my turn because Cure's engaged now.
Alright.
Oh yeah? Who?
Didn't you give her a ring?
Better put a ring on it.
Cure has never given a ring to anyone.
No, I think Josen gave a ring to Cure at one point for the binding spell before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Alright. Let me just measure something really quick. swing as you feel the bolt fly past your ear, and embed itself into the plate armor of the Death Knight. All right, Seamus.
Is the door, or is the room still like farther back than it looks, or is the door at the top of the stairs and is it open?
The door is at the top of the stairs and it is sealed shut.
Yeah, you're not getting out, bitch. You fight with us to the end.
No,
No.
Cure fucked it up.
Cure does what Cure does. If you can't plan around that, then you don't know Cure.
Was Cure supposed to leave the door open?
Cure was not
Hold
supposed
on,
to engage.
I gotta check something.
I'm getting the sense that this is a massive AoE.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Well, attacks don't have
Yeah.
disadvantage to hit Cure until my turn starts.
I do get a bonus on my. I do get a bonus on my saving throws.
Oh, you're going to need it. I hate having to hold down a key. Okay, so with the Cittern out, Ice slowly walks across this table to the end, and says a small "Brace yourself, Cure," and then with the Cittern out says, "Ain't no sunshine when she's gone."
And on
Hits
the
a
first
strum and
row.
casts Dawn. Right there. So it's, unfortunately, Kyora's going to be on the edge of that, but so will the Black Knight of Blackness and Nightness. And that's a Constitution saving throw.
That's a fail.
Yeah, it has to be better than the 17, so...
Yeah.
What kind of save is it?
Constitution...
Oh, wait.
Oh, I failed.
Still a fail.
Yeah. But oh. Yeah, I don't think you have advantage if I've imposed disadvantage with the help action.
Nope.
Help has to be specific, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's unfortunate, Mish. That's a 14 for a 17. And,
Well, if it does radiant damage, I do take half anyway.
yes, no, this is Radiant.
I'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
Ah, fuck. That was a bad roll. That's 17 radiant damage.
Okay.
And obviously half that's a 8 for cure. Half again because of Jazin is 4. So,
Like we said, we'll be fine.
I like this
And-
arrangement.
let's see. 1, 2.
I like this arrangement, he says, yeah.
Can Cure knock him into the light?
So I get that close. After I finish casting it, and I'm holding the strum, occasionally just re-hitting it, and I for my bonus action, I inspire cure. I say, take this shield off my back and bash that fucker in the face. And you get I think it's a D8 still. Let me double check.
I passed my Constitution check for shield of face, so you still have it.
Actually, you have a D10 for inspiration now, which you can use anytime in the next 10 minutes for one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Nice. Also, I just gotta say that I kind of like how the team is coming together to boost Kior's defense.
Mm-hmm. We ain't stupid. Doesn't
Now
ain't
Kior
stupid
just needs to
either.
take the
He's like,
fucking shield.
oh, this is hurting me.
Macklin.
Alright, one sec.
Kior's a combo fighter. I have a economy of actions I need to consider every turn.
Hey, that's fine.
Okay, luck only works on attacks against or attacks that I make, so that's no bueno. Alright, I'm going to move. 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Gonna go here. Going to do a bonus action to hide. That's a 27 to hide.
Okay.
From hiding, I'm going to make an attack. Oh. Quick question. The Condemner has a couple spells built into it with a DC 15. Do I also apply my proficiency modifier to that?
No.
Okay. Alright, so I'm going to attack him once with Condemner.
Give it your all, Macklin.
I shall try. I shall strive to. The 22?
22 hits?
22 hits. Alright. 4d6 additional. Alright, so that's 14 damage. 4 poison. So 24 damage, 4 poison. Then Colossus Slayer is an additional d8. That's an additional 16 on top of that. Gonna rear back and make a second attack.
I love Ranger Rogues.
Oh, that's an 11.
An 11 misses, but how do you want to do this?
Oh, shoot. Alright,
Yes, that's how you did it.
so, Macklin strings up his bow and gets ready to pop the Condemner's second ability. And the spells. Loading up the bow, he takes aim and lets loose the arrow, pinning the Black Knight between the eyes. Normally, that wouldn't kill the guy straight out, but the arrow seems to hold him in place. Well, the light spell that Seamus had cast begins to immolate and solidify and crumble him into little tiny cracking pieces.
Alright.
Wow.
So Death Knight is burned away by the Righteous Dawn.
Jolly Roger? Rude.
After he drops, I drop Dawn.
Malcolm pops out of hiding, stows his crossbow, dusts his gloves off.
I cut his head off so he doesn't come back.
There's nothing left to cut off.
Oh,
He's Death Knight.
in that case, I pick up my shield and just kind of lean on it as I sheath my sword.
Macklin, you get 5 hit points back as Almika rests like a couple of fingertips on your shoulder.
He lets out a little startled exclamation and turns, holds his chest, and Almika can see that the face paint has begun to come off a little bit. And since he was immolated not long ago, the paper mache horns have started to char.
She seems to start to recognize who you all are.
Oh, my stars. I thought you'd left. Well,
We're
I'm glad
back.
you didn't. That was starting to get a little bit sore.
She just looks at all of you, very confused.
I hate to say this, but at the moment, Gurix's torture room is probably the safest room in this entire building.
Not for long. Vecna knows where we are. When his Death Knight doesn't come back in time. Oh no. We've wasted far too much time. Seamus or Josen, whichever. We need that door made now.
We still haven't located... I kind of purse my lips a little bit.
That wasn't an offer, Cure. That was a threat he was making. He fully intends to take something from you, not offer you something. If I were to gather, he's going after Whitestone.
Ice looks up and holds the chalk and then says, if we go back, it's into a trap. If we go back, we're still losing the ones we love. So our
Going back
choice is
means
to
leaving
stay
this...
here and fight, or to go back and still lose everything anyways.
We know
Is it-
there's a soul battery here. And if Vecna took the time to manifest himself to us, then it must mean we're getting close.
True enough.
And
I
the night
agree
was a
with
distraction.
Seamus.
I looked then to Almika. Well, what of this one? Send her back with a message. Warn them.
It's too late. I point to the shamble on the stairs. This was to bide time. This was to slow us down.
We've only been gone about a day or so.
A lot can happen in a day, Cure.
Yes. But
I'm very well aware of that.
he is the master of secrets. He was hoping to find a soft spot to win us over, to convince us to stop. We chose not to stop. He chose to give us a small blocker while he did something else. This chalk has 3 uses, so certainly I can send her home to Whitestone with no one else. But that doesn't fix what we have to do. We still have to finish it here. And it is 10 minutes to make this door. 10 minutes that we could spend getting to where this battery is. So
The sooner we get out of this embassy, the better.
We still have no idea where it might be.
We
My
know
best
where
guess
to
was Bell
start.
Floors, but
Also, we need a way to get out of this embassy without arousing suspicion.
I could touch up on makeup, but we would need access to things.
As much as I hate putting her in more danger, Almika, you are known here. And as you've mentioned to us yesterday, you do have a way of dispelling attention. Would-
Yes, but I think that might be gone since Gurix was supposed to be back. I think me leaving seems to be...
If you will guide us out of the embassy, we can go back to our inn and see if there's a way we can either send you away from there or hide you for the moment. If anyone stops us or asks us what you're doing on the way back, we can use the same cover story that got us here with some embellishments. The Whispered One sent us to speak with Gurix. Gurix had a task he had to perform in return, and dismissed you to serve as our guides while in the city attending to the Whispered One's business.
I think I know some back passages I can lead us through.
That would also work.
Just
That's much better.
keep your heads down and try not to make eye contact with anyone.
Macklin pulls his hood up.
I turn and look at Ice.
My white eyes just blink a few times, and just because there's a slight difference in the color between the skin and the eye color, it's only just barely noticeable that he's blinked.
I look back at Almika. We can't promise that, but we'll try.
She nods to you all, and leads you quietly out of the room. Very quietly, almost unnaturally quiet. She moves like Macklin does. Very careful, very quick, very quiet. And she starts taking you down back passages. It takes you a little bit...
As we go, I kind of hold my shield out to Ice again. Just in case we run into someone, we'll have to make use of our cover story.
I sigh heavily, and I put it back on my back, and I shift my garments so I look like the ragtag rogue bastard again.
And as he's settling into place and we're following, I just kind of say to him, "That was very nicely handled back there."
Just give a nod, and I keep moving.
Good enough for me.
In what shape is Kyora's disguise right now?
It's alright.
Not too much damage.
A little smudged here and there, but
Passable.
yeah. One of the horns was smoking for a second, but it only added.
Yeah. Hopefully no one expects us.
As
Got
we're
a
moving, I
broken
use
horde and
prestidigitation
mascara's
to
running.
fix a few things, because I can clean stuff up and make it look a little bit better.
Okay.
I know, I think the runny makeup along her eyes makes for a very imposing sight.
You're recovering from a meeting with Gurix. It was horrifying.
So you guys, it takes a little bit longer to leave than it did to get in. And the path you take doubles back some, moves forward, moves to the side. It's definitely not any straight. There does not even appear to be a logic to it, but it should just get you out of the building over through a side entrance, which seems to be for handling deliveries. There's an empty cart next to the door. But you do make your way out. Kitten, stop. If you bite me, I'm gonna be pissed.
You're cutting in and out.
Sorry, you guys make your way out. She takes you through various back hallways. The path doesn't make any sense. There does not seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. But she does eventually lead you out through a side door that seems to be for making deliveries. A cart sits empty nearby.
Is it a cart with a roof?
No, it's just it looks like a delivery wagon.
Alright, I'm gonna stealthily approach that wagon to make sure that no one is sleeping in it. Quick stealth check. In town. 29.
Okay, yeah, you move right up to it. Roll me an investigation.
Investigation. It's a 19.
Okay. There is someone in it. They are not sleeping. And they are not awake.
They're not sleeping, they're not awake.
Mm-mm.
Oh, are they dead?
Yep.
Are they like immolated? Are they like
They're kind of...
Can I
Sure.
can I see how they died?
Mhm.
Did they get gurxed?
They did not get Gurxed. They do appear to be, Are you taking a really close look?
Yeah, I'm gonna regret this, yes.
So you see you see a form under a blanket, does not appear to be moving. You kind of move forward, you peek under. It used to be a person. It looks like a delivery from the butcher's shop right now.
Someone's been pulped over here.
Not pulped, but definitely like humanely decapitated. Skinned.
Even more reason to leave.
Skinned. I don't know why my microphone keeps dropping out. I don't.
Just eat the windsock.
Are you on push to talk or speak?
Speak.
It might be that the sensitivity is too low.
Oh. If I put it up any higher, you guys are gonna hear me breathing into the microphone, so.
Just move away from the mic to breathe in.
Oh, Sam just turned the baby swing sound machine off, so maybe that'll help.
Okay.
I'm going
Alika.
to advance a little further while he's inspecting the cart to see if I can see anyone in the area we're at.
Okay. Roll a perception.
19.
Okay.
Nice.
It looks like it's a regular midday crowd. There is a pair of Ifrit patrolling, kind of just walking by doing a patrol. They don't seem to pay any attention to you.
I kind of turn towards the others. We need to get going before we arouse suspicion.
Right. Almika, do they typically wheelbarrow their dead around in carts, or is this a flesh trade thing?
She kind of wrinkles her nose. I would make assumptions about the feast tonight, but I don't know.
Fair enough. As they get to moving on Cure's recommendation, Macklin is at some point going to ask Almika, when you were sold into this terrible life, was it straight from your parents, or was there an intermediary?
There was an intermediary.
He mulls it over. It doesn't happen to be related to that Bella Flores place I've heard of.
She shakes her head. No, I don't think so.
Hmm.
I think he's done business with my mother before, but I'm not sure.
Noted, thank you. And he'll go quiet mulling that over while they are led through the town.
Okay, you guys make it back to Cinder's place. The flaming mug.
Good old flaming mug.
It appears to remain empty. No attempt is made to court patrons at all, and Cinder is sitting behind the bar reading a large romance novel.
Well, Macklin's going to be the last inside, but as soon as everyone else is ushered in, he's going to close the door, find any shutters he can find, lower the blinds, lock the place up.
Yeah, the place is very unwelcoming in that it doesn't really have anything in the way of windows anyway.
Thank goodness.
So you basically walk in, close the door, bolt the door, look for windows. No windows.
There are no windows. Oh, Cinder, I think I love you.
She smiles, waves at you. You're not my type. However, if you want to put in a good word at High Command,
I'll see what I can do.
maybe someplace cold. The heat is too much for me.
You mentioned being able to help people in the past. Do you have some place where you can keep Almika for the time being? Gurix is not going to be coming back anytime soon.
And if he is, he's going to be pissed.
She looks over.
I slowly turn and stare at Macklin.
She looks over you both. I doubt Garrix will be making any sort of recovery if you have sent him to the afterlife. One mistake is a fluke. 2 mistakes, 2 adventurers is a death sentence.
Oh. I didn't think devils could die. I thought they just got downgraded, smaller and smaller.
At this point, I don't think he could get downgraded any further.
Oof.
Not after
Yikes.
last time. Last time he was practically just an imp. Had to work his way up after many, many, many years, and then for it to happen again? No. He will be some wizard's pet. If anything. But, you're welcome to hide her in the closet. And she motions to the dress-up closet that you guys had been in before. She doesn't get up. She doesn't get up to help you or anything. She just...
Alright, Macklin's gonna go lead the way and swing one arm open as if leading her into a wonderful bedroom suite, and it's just a closet.
Mika just blinks at the wall. And when you pop it open, she looks and...
Pop up.
That's not the worst place I've ever been. Kinda tucks in.
But definitely probably the safest.
You're not wrong.
Right. With that, Macklin's gonna make his way back to the bar, hop up onto one of the stools, stand up so that he's eye level with the others, and rap on his chin. Okay, game plan.
You hear a jiggle at the door.
Macklin squints the door. Cinder, is there an eye hole?
She shakes her head. No, but it's better. And she kind of motions her hand, and a small orb appears. And you can kind of see into it. It appears to be a young fire genasi at the door, kind of shaking it. She smiles. Ah, my little friend is back. Why don't you let him in?
Yeah, a friend of yours. And plops on down, hobbles his way over to the door, and
Everyone
Start.
should have a pet urchin.
he nods approvingly. Doors unbolted, opened.
Yep, a young man. It's hard to tell his age because he looks so foreign. Kind of ducks in under your arm. Or not under your arm. Actually, he hops over your arm.
Oh, well, let yourself in.
I will. And he closes the door and bars it behind him so that it is once again barred.
If not anything, he does have manners.
He has something. Curious, Macklin's gonna follow after this guy.
Okay. Cinder starts talking to him. And words are just spilling out of his mouth, but it doesn't sound like words. It sounds like the crackling of a campfire. It's some sort of elemental language.
I don't think that's Orcish. Macklin goes and starts cleaning out his ears with his pinky.
Is it primordial?
It is.
I can hear every single word.
Okay. So, Jocelyn, join me in whispers.
Chubby.
Channel switched. User joined
I'm
your
here.
channel.
I'm here.
Okay. So you start to hear the story of Bellflours. You start to hear the kid is excited, and he's obviously a kid. He's talking very quickly. He's talking about how 1 minute the whole place was there, and 1 minute it was just a crater.
Where's this?
Bellflours.
Oh. That's disappointing. Okay. Does he say anything else?
No, he's just excited. He's telling different people's reactions. Obviously, people that. Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basic gossip.
Yeah. Basic gossip.
Got you. Alright. Up to the up, chat.
Mm-hmm.
Channel switched. User joined
That's
your
the
channel.
wrong room.
There are several rooms. I
That's a
don't know
lot
what
of echo. Okay.
Music was loud.
Damn.
He wanted to make sure he couldn't hear her.
Probably.
Anyways. Yeah, as you see a look of disappointment on Chazin's face. He listens in and turns to I don't know which direction. Guys,
Roll a d4.
got a 2.
You managed to turn in Cura's direction.
Okay. And I will kind of very quietly and nonchalantly, it seems the place that we wanted to go investigate no longer exists.
What?
Excuse-moi.
Oh. Shh.
Cinder looks at you all. Oh. I did not have to even do the work of translating. And she opens her book again.
Well, it
Well, there goes our
seems- yeah, well, it's gone.
Is that something that just happens here? Buildings just up and disappear? Did it walk away? Did it shoot
No.
off into the sky?
The boy seemed awful excited about that, so I would say that doesn't happen very often. But, to be honest, if we're not leaving soon with this new information, then I must get some rest, because I'm absolutely...
Isn't it like midday?
Yeah. It's like 2 in the afternoon.
So right after being told that the place is gone and no longer there, I immediately drop the shield off my back, look at Cure, get dressed, and I walk over to the wall and I start drawing up the portal door, which for flavor, it's being made to look like an ornate castle door, complete with like rivets and shit, just because.
Okay.
Well, I suppose this changes things, and I pick up my shield as I go to gather my things.
I
You
still
go,
let
to
you know. that.
you go to grab your armor and you realize that Omika has been sitting in the closet this entire time.
I kind of blink at her. Well, plans have changed, and we are going to leave now.
Oh. Alright. Leave here. She motions to the closet that you guys put her in.
Yes, you can come out now.
Yes, you both have to come out of the closet, yes.
I pause and side-eye Macklin.
I could use a drink.
So could I. I'll wait for Almika to get out so I can actually get to my armor.
Yeah, Almika climbs out of the closet and looks at you all. A little confused.
Well, you're going to your new home.
Mm,
Jocelyn smiles slightly.
alright. I do not know where you're taking me.
A place far, far from here where you won't be sold as a slave.
A place that's not so hot.
Alright, sounds good.
Thor, just kind of chime in on this one. Yeah. I
So-
guess Kjord doesn't want to chime in on this one.
What was that? Admittedly, I did miss it. What was it?
Talk to your new friend, Kjord.
Which, what?
Goes and walks away.
Cure doesn't know what just happened and continues to get dressed as fast as she can.
Right, so we're taking you out of the elemental plane of fire. It's a much cooler world, a continent called Tal Doré. It's where we come from.
I'm familiar.
Oh, good. Well, that's where we're taking you.
I'm from Wildmount.
Oh, that's not too far away from Whitestone, is it?
No.
It's on another continent.
I mean, it is, but not too far away.
Yeah, it's a small seed.
Closer to
Steve,
closer to Vasselheim.
I
Same
mean, it's not
plane.
Encarel, so.
Yeah.
So,
And it's
Madeline,
not
you
full of
mentioned
fun.
that you want a drink. Cinder has made no move to get you a drink. She is engrossed in her novel.
I think I need a copy of that novel.
It's very good. I ordered it from the material plane directly. It is called Tusk Love.
Tusk. That
She nods.
sounds painfully orcish.
It's a story about a high-ranking noblewoman who runs away to be with her half-orc lover.
Oh, spicy. Makes a mental note of the novel. That's one of the ones he's gonna have to catch up on once he's retired.
Macklin will never retire.
He tried to. They just kept bringing him back in.
Never retire.
Never retire, never surrender.
So, what are we gonna do when we get back to where we're going?
Well, I thought perhaps if Odrin were to head back to the former keep of the Baroness, that teleportation room, perhaps you could divine some information. The working theory was that those other portals might have led to different batteries. If that's the case, maybe you could use that to find out where the other ones are. Maybe a closer location. This feels like a wild goose chase. And there's also Hell and the Shadow Plane, which you could jump wildly into as well.
Shadow plane. Any?
There also was the instance of that count to the south. So if we return there empty-handed, not having destroyed one of those batteries, no, that doesn't bode well.
Well,
As your 10 minutes comes up there, Seamus, a door appears.
The slightly forbidden love makes it even sexier. God damn it.
Come on, let's go.
That's an extremely handsome half-orc.
I nod at the lady behind the bar and say, "Thank you for your generosity."
You're welcome. Macklin, here is the book. I'm finished with it.
Oh, speed reading. He trots over, uses his bonus action to move fast enough to grab the book and go. Thank you.
You can add 1 copy of Tusk Love to your inventory.
Oh, I hope this helps me with my charisma checks in the future.
We shall
No,
see.
it's going to give you a penalty.
Unless I'm
Sounds
speaking
about
Orcish.
right.
The sexy language. I
Only
think.
when he's trying to flirt with, unsuspecting shop merchants.
Alrighty. Where does the door open up to, Sam? Ace?
The door is the door that Odrin gave us. It only takes us to the places designed by Odrin. So either it's going to drop us where Odrin would expect a normal teleportation circle to drop us in the library, or it's going to
You have
drop
to go
us
out
right
too,
back in
Sybil?
his boudoir.
Oh, he forgot to mute himself.
Yep.
As we pass through the portal, I'm going to keep near to Almika.
And I'm going to step through and land wherever I land.
Okay, you walk through. Into Odrin's office. Odrin is not in, but Dusk is sitting, reading a book. In Odrin's chair. She's leaned back quite, she doesn't look like she's respecting the office, or the chair, or the desk.
Oh, my mic was on, wasn't it?
Yes.
it was.
Yes.
I'm
it was.
sorry.
I say, hello, Dusk.
She snaps her book closed. Hello. What are you doing?
What? Oh, saving the world. That whole thing.
Hopefully it went well. Looks like you are more than what you left with.
Well,
It's better
it
than
went
less.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. We went there for something and came back with something different. And still didn't accomplish the first thing. So,
6
The
in one,
important
half
thing-
dozen in the other.
that's right. Where's Odrin?
He is working on studying the magical safeguards around town. He has devoted some of his time to bolstering them.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
The original designs by Gilmore and Allura were quite good, but 3 minds are better than 2.
Well, let's hope so.
It's made some improvement, and the stress has been spread across the 3 of them instead of the 2 of them, so...
Oh, well, that is a good point. More rest for the others. Well, I believe we will be off.
Have a good one. And she opens her book up again.
I wouldn't notice, so I didn't ask.
What was that?
I said I wouldn't know that she was reading, so I didn't ask her what she was reading.
No. I mean, you heard her shut a book, and open one up again, but...
I was probably studying magic.
So where are we off to?
That's a good question. We may want to get Almika situated somewhere.
I need to find my brother. He should be up at the castle.
Ah, yes.
And
I
we need to
did,
head to the castle anyway to warn them of what we just encountered.
I was just gonna say, head to the castle myself.
How is Yunin? He was in rough shape last I saw him.
He was recovering when last we spoke. This is a good time to check on him.
Well, no time like the present. I'll meet you at the castle. I have some things to check on myself.
Don't make any deals with any liches.
Oh, I don't think they can afford me, Chosen.
Are we supposed to pay you?
What? No, No, Chosen. No, this is pro bono.
Oh, so you don't want any money for this, right?
Well, I mean, I'd keep it
Come
fine,
on, Josen.
I mean, we never discussed this. I just want to be
I
clear.
take his shoulder and start leading him away.
but my. Honor among thieves and clerics.
Macklин's gonna use his bonus actions to move really fast to the sun tree and check in on the birds while these guys move to the castle.
Okay.
More like worships a god that upholds his hand of contracts.
Let me just get you guys to the right page, as you are no longer in the fireplane.
So, as I'm walking with Kior and Almika, Almika's coming with us, right?
Yes, she's a little shell-shocked. It's been a long day. And it's, as you kind of walk out, you realize it's fairly early in the morning here. It's that, hazy kind of just after dawn, but before everyone's actually up.
Oh, it's all dewy.
Yeah.
We always arrive at the oddest hours in this city.
So, Almika, where do you originally come from?
The Empire.
I believe she said Wildmount before we left the fireplane.
Yeah, but of course there's towns and villages and Wildmount. What village are you from? Are you a city?
Yes. So within Wildmount, there's the Dwendalian Empire.
Have I ever heard of them before?
Roll me a history check.
Not horrible. 17?
17? Yeah, you've heard of the Dwendalian Empire. They're terrifying.
Yeah, well, that's a, good place to come from. So,
I was born in Zadash.
oh, okay.
Yeah, none of this surprises you, Cure.
Mm-hmm.
Are your parents still living? What happened to your parents? Couldn't imagine they would sell their child to slavery, would they?
Yes.
Oh. Sorry. Did not mean to. That was rude of me.
She kind of just shrugs her shoulders. It is what it is.
So.
No,
what do
really, you should accept his apology. It's very rarely given. You should consider it an honor, really.
I'm not lying. So what are your traits? What are you good at? What can you offer cities? Is there anything in particular? Do you have a good set of skills?
Not ones for polite company. Or that I feel like flying.
Let's just be clear. Are we talking like the door side of things, or are we talking like the Macklin side of things?
What?
She looks at you very confused.
What?
Let's
Essentially,
just say I got my place, it got started in a place called the Pillow Trove.
That sounds like a fancy place.
Pillow Trove?
She kind of just rubs the bridge of her nose.
I am hard pressed to imagine a more awkward conversation at the moment.
Oh, this is golden.
I don't. People pay a lot of money for company.
Oh, yeah. Do you have any other sets of skills? Can you cook?
I've not tried.
Well, we have a world to experience then, don't we?
Are you hitting on her?
How dare you be so insulting?
You find it insulting to hit on a good-looking woman?
Kiora, she's like 15.
I don't say that because I don't recall her age.
I'm
Ew.
just trying to figure out what this girl's past is. Thank you very much.
Joseph's just like connecting with his inner dad right now. I gotta save this poor girl.
What are you
No,
good
it
at?
feels
What,
that
what
way.
can I
Yeah.
find? Have you considered college?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Have you considered
I-
maybe waitressing before the strip club?
How good are you with a sword?
We've just liberated her from from a demon's control in the fire plane and brought her to a town she's never been in. Give her some time to acclimatize herself. I'm sure if she feels the need to share any of her experiences with us, she will.
I can get around unseen, and I've made a couple of nearly successful attempts at escaping. I have liberated several noblemen from their coin purse. And I mean that in the literal sense and not in the figurative sense.
That's definitely gets a smirk from Josen. And then he realizes she sounds very young, and then he frowns. I'm sure we could use those skills, of course.
And then I got too old for the Pillow Trove, and I was sold on.
That's a horrible life to live.
Thank you.
But we can only make it better, right?
I mean, no guarantees. You get the feeling that she is not quite optimistic. Optimism might not be her deal.
Yep.
I think we saved
I
the
figure.
wrong ASMR.
No.
So Macklin,
always the right one.
the novel is very, very well researched. The orcish seems to be in good shape. Your bird friends are likewise in good shape, and a couple of them kind of swarming you, looking for foods.
Alright, I will share some of my rations, and I will use my Speak with Animals ability to ask if they've seen anything odd. Anyone new? Is there anyone in town who doesn't like birds? Any mean folk? Any skulkers or drifters or shady-looking folk?
Okay. Is your Speak with Animals a spell, or is it commune with animals?
It's a passive. It's gnomish. Let me look it up.
Yeah, give me a sec. Just want to look it up real quick. Gnome race, Fadi. Helm cunning. Is this from being a forest gnome?
Yeah, where is it? Speak with small beasts.
Forest gnome. Speak with small beasts. Through sound and gestures, you may communicate simple ideas. Okay. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for if whether or not you how much you were getting and how specific. Okay.
Yeah, he's not expecting much, just leads.
Okay. The drow lady feeds them. She is skulking, but not mean. There is a widow on the edge of town who chases them away from her garden. They do not like her.
Sounds normal.
The one who walks in the forest can be counted on for a good meal, though she does leave entrails from her hunts, which is respectable.
Okay, I have a good idea who that one is.
But they do not speak of anyone who has not been in town for quite a while. No one new in town other than the new people.
No one new except the new people. Gotcha. Alright, I'm gonna spend, let's say 2 days worth of rations.
Okay.
Alright. Then I will make my way to the castle, catching up with my companions, who are probably far ahead by now.
Yeah, they've gotten some distance, but you do manage to catch up pretty quickly.
Alright.
As you reach kind of the outskirts of the city. Ice, you heard the most frustratingly uncomfortable conversation between Jocelyn and Almika about her skills and about where she has worked in the past.
Whoops.
I offer her a muffin.
Are those muffins still good?
Yeah.
When did you get those muffins?
Like yesterday.
Oh my god, you did. I was acting weird that day and bought muffins and actually listened to people.
Yes.
She looks confused, but she does take the muffin and bite into it. She's not one to say no to food.
I pull out another muffin and eat it myself.
Macklin, roll me an insight check.
An insight check?
Or perception.
Insight or perception, okay. No. Yes. Okay, trained in perception. It's a 20, unnatural.
Okay. So, even with Cure back in her armor, and slightly purple, and Almika, blue and not in armor, you're starting to see, like, things they kind of do the same. Like, movements, tones of voice.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. Macklin makes his way back to the group and scurries up behind them, not being quiet as to not scare Josen. Well, my little bird's had very little to report. It would seem that if you know whom is making an attack, he hasn't made any hint of it yet. No new people, no skulkers, no shambling sentries. So I think we're ahead of the game. We can relax, chat, get to know each other. Say, Almika. I'm curious. I'm trying to profile what kind of wretched beings would sell a young woman into this life of vice.
Oh, for the matron's sake.
No, I mean, I am making a short list of people I want to hurt. You don't happen to remember their names, do you?
She kind of just shrugs her shoulders and finishes her muffin very quickly. Kind of brushes the crumbs off of her hands. Not particularly. My mother sold me to the Pillow Trove when I was old enough to be of use to them, and I trained there. When I got too old for the Pillow Trove, they sold me to the dwarf they usually do business through, who has an interest in celestials and those of celestial blood. And
The intermediary.
he took me to the Fireplane. And then he sold me to Garrix.
Well, when all is said and done, I could pay him a visit. Step on his beard, and maybe get names out of him.
I mean, you could.
Do you remember his name?
I suppose we'll make a point of doing it right after we save a world from a want-to-be god who may be marching on this city as we speak.
Taking out a water skin. Macklin Shear's cure. Takes a sip.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
Fair enough. Any thoughts to what you intend to do now that you're more or less free?
I did not think that this morning that I would survive until tonight, so actually no.
I know, isn't the world wonderful? All these twists and turns, changes to shake things up.
Incidentally, if you don't feel like answering any of their questions, you don't have to. Don't worry, it's not impolite.
Yeah, but, I mean, you all rescued me, so I owe you a little bit of information, I think.
Cure just kind of grunts quietly as they walk.
I mean, it's the least you can do, right?
I totally back up Almika on that one.
So you're encouraging her feelings of indebtedness to us.
Well, I did say I was fighting Vecna at Gratis, not rescuing people. Though, I wouldn't change a thing. I think this is good work.
At that point, you guys kind of arrive at the castle gates. They wave you in. Macklin, roll me a perception check.
Perception? This is where I roll a 1. It's 17.
Okay. As you walk in, you notice there are new wards on the gates, and as you step in, you feel the kind of crackle of energy across your skin, but nothing happens.
Ugh. Oh, that's new.
What is?
You didn't feel it?
I feel it.
Like, not really. You always
Brush
feel...
myself down and...
Macklin feels it because he's a little bit more aware of wards and things that are kind of put on things. You don't pay as much attention when you come and go.
Feel what?
I give Cure a look over. Does the armor... Is she that scarred that she's numb to...
There's magical wards.
I shuffle closer.
Magical wards on the door. New stuff. It seems like they've beefed up security.
It's about time.
Well, perhaps the council has started listening to your many suggestions.
Well, it has been a day for miracles.
Almika kind of goes to the wards themselves as they were etched into the gates, and it's a simple dispel spell.
I glance at Almika, then I glance back to Cure, and I glance back to Almika.
I stare at Macklin.
You know magic?
That's probably an overstatement.
Well, I mean... I know a ward when I see one, but I couldn't for the life of me figure out what it is. Or rather, what it does.
Let's just say I had a client who was kind, and I learned some things.
See? You do have skills.
A rather eclectic set of them. Interesting. Right, we were to meet with, let's see, was it Lady Cassandra, or... No. Who was working in his stead?
I need to find my brother.
Right. Hunan.
Okay. You going to the family wing? You know where his room is because you've been there. Not to visit him specifically, but...
Last time you went there, you were moving like the fucking Terminator.
Back.
So you're making your way to the Taldori family wing?
Mitch, I swear to God, if you're playing Destiny right now,
I am not.
Okay.
Mitch, I swear to God, if you're on mute,
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I keep asking you a question and you keep not answering.
Sorry, my attention is all over the place tonight.
you crashing?
No, I'm just having trouble focusing for some reason.
Okay. So
Fair
you're
enough.
gonna head to the Taldori family wing?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, you head over there. You do see that the rooms that Ilya had taken are currently empty and open.
I'm going to take the lead and head inside, kind of taking a look around and call out, Hunan? Hunan, are you here?
Hunan's room is across the hall.
I head to that door and knock on it.
Okay.
Back.
Okay, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
The door opens. Hunan is there. He is missing an arm. But he does smile at you and kind of lean against the doorway.
I wince at the sight of that arm, just still trying to acclimatize myself to it. Is now a good time?
Yes, actually. Odessa's taking a nap. Come in.
I nod and kind of glance over my shoulder at Almika, and as I start to head in slowly, I'll tell him, we've just arrived from the city of Brass in the Fireplane, and I found an individual with the most intriguing story.
It does not take any insight checks because he rolled a 1 on his wisdom saving throw to see his face kind of go cold, which is weird for him. As he looks you all over and motions you into there's a small sitting area.
I would have gone to see Cassandra and left Kyor to do his own thing.
Okay.
Or her own thing, sorry.
Alright then. I assume Ice and Macklin went with.
Rather than follow Kyor in, Macklin's going to nudge Kyor slightly and peer up at her and gesture inside with a nod to the head.
Shall I leave you three alone?
It would be appreciated, if you don't mind.
He touches his hand to his sternum, bows, and... let's see.
And then reconsiders his offer.
Then disappears. He
Yeah.
skitters off.
Kind of like walks down the hallway for like a second, and then you lose track of him.
I do likewise. I have no place being there at the same time.
Okay.
Close the door then. Hunan, this is Almika. Almika, this is my brother Hunan.
Huh. Hunan kind of just looks between the two of you. Alright.
When we were children, our mother sold us into slavery, and we wound up in the city of Brass in the possession of Gurix the demon.
No, you did not.
Did we not? No, we didn't end up in Gurix's control. We were going to be sold to Gurix.
Yes. And then Francois.
Yeah.
Bertrand Australia.
Francois Bertrand d'Australia.
We were going to be sold, and then some dear friends saved us from that particular fate. I'll take off my mask, and Hunan can see all the makeup that I'm probably still wearing.
And he goes, "Why are you purple?"
It was part of a plan. It worked, if that's any consolation.
Well, it is if you were in the fire plane. He kind of sits heavily and motions for you guys to join him. Or there's couches and chairs around, kind of a coffee table. So I have another baby sister.
I kind of exchange a glance with Hunan.
He looks at you back.
At this point, I certainly hope not.
What?
Given the track record so far.
I mean...
Oh wait, was that Hunan talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was Almika. For
No,
some
that
reason.
was
Got
Hunan.
really confused.
No, that was Hunan looking at you both.
I would say that the circumstances that led to her being in the city of Brass are incredibly coincidental. Too coincidental to think it an actual coincidence.
So,
Her parents also sold her into slavery.
I'm going to neuter them.
You cut out a bit there.
Hunan looks at you and just kind of shakes his head. I'm going to neuter them.
Apparently my companions are making a list. Apparently they've made it onto that list. At this point, I'd rather just never deal here or deal with them ever again.
Yes, but... And he just kind of looks at Almika really like... He's a little shell-shocked.
Has Almika caught on to what I've been insinuating this entire time?
Almika's got it. She is sitting in a chair, kind of... Roll an insight check.
18.
Okay. She seems not super surprised. Like, she may have had time to get used to the idea, but she does not quite understand. She still looks a little nervous about all of this.
At any rate, Almika, at the moment, Whitestone is the safest place for you to recover in at the moment. And my brother is a priest in his own right. A priest who's a much more accommodating and comforting than the goddess that I serve. Hunan, I was hoping you might be able to help Almika ease into, freedom.
Civilized society, yes.
Cure just nods, incredibly awkward at this kind of thing.
So what you know of Hunan and what you know of Saren Ray deals a lot more with reformed sinners. So
Oh, this will be right up his alley.
yeah, it's not. He does not seem perturbed. Like, he seems perturbed that he has a sister that he didn't know about and could not rescue sooner, but he does not seem. He's not like, ew, you got the cooties. He's
I
very
kind of
much
recognize that look and kind of put a hand on his shoulder.
Alright, well, other than what's the obvious, what else? Do you have any interests? What are you good at? Other than the
Oh,
obvious.
jeez.
He
Cure
raises,
just face palms.
he raises his hands. He's like, I know the obvious already. Omika kind of grins at this point. Kind of just shrugs her shoulders. I can get around without being seen. I'm quick with my hands. I recognize the magical symbols. I don't know. And he kind of nods. Okay, we can work from there. That's a good start. I'm
You
sure.
may find some work for Odrin if you happen to reach out to him.
Roll me an insight check with advantage.
Roll me a what?
Roll me an insight check with advantage, because it's Hunan.
13!
He does not look super comfortable with Odrin. I think Odrin has enough young girls hanging out at his shop all of the time.
Cure pauses. You know, I think you may be right.
However,
Let's not send her to Odrin.
Allura.
Allura is a much better opportunity.
Yes. Well, I'll speak with Allura. Probably later.
I trust you to know what's best. To be quite honest, you're much better with people than I am.
He kind of stands up and moves over to you, ruffles your hair. Oh.
I scowl.
It's fine. Plus, you
Cure's
have
not
more...
sending Almika to the class. Shush.
You have more important work to do. Not that you're not important, Almika. Almika just kind of raises her hand. It's like, okay.
Well, about that, we happen to have a run-in with the Whispered One. And at that point, I'll start to give Hunan a rundown of our adventure in the Fire Plane and what we believe it might mean.
Okay. So we're gonna move over to Jocelyn.
Alright.
Alright. So you were gonna go see Cassandra?
Yes.
Okay. You find her in her office. It's significantly more empty.
Empty?
She's there, but the stack of paperwork that she's usually buried under is about 1/10 of the size.
Oh.
And you know that slowly but surely work was being transitioned away from her.
Yeah.
Jocelyn, is that you I see next darkening my doorway?
Yes. Battered and bruised.
Come in.
I go and take a seat and do that, like, sit down.
She takes your hand and puts it on a warm cup of tea. It smells
It's-
like ginger.
Ooh, ginger. I like ginger.
Ginger and honey.
So, how are things going?
Actually, it's a little boring.
What's that?
It's boring.
Oh. Boring.
I have a
That's
feeling
good.
that the work is all being hidden from me.
About time. I haven't been gone that long. Jeez, I've only been gone, what, a day?
The
Whoever it
Baroness
is.
of the Grey Hunt is very insistent.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I went and had some. Well, I saw Vecna.
Really?
Yes. Seems he's watching us a little bit more closely than we wanted to at this point. He's powerful enough to lift, let's say, a building from existence and shift it.
That doesn't surprise me. We had imagined he was quite overwhelmingly powerful, to be honest. That's why that's where the battery theory came from. He was doing work that wasn't quite on the realm of God, but is bigger than the average lich.
I think this is a good sign myself. He is careful enough that he comes where we're going to lift one of his power sources away.
He was
I'm
certainly
wondering-
worried about it enough to move it then.
So I think we're on the right track at this point. The question is where do we go next? Our next known place is not a fun place to be. So we're heading to the Hells at this point.
I would check with Odrin if he may have some theory as to alternate spots where the battery that was in the fire plane was moved.
Yeah,
I don't know. There was magic mumbo jumbo, ley lines, points of power. It goes over my head, to be honest. But I'm sure that if it was moved, it needed to be moved to. You can't just put them anywhere.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm wondering myself. Is there has to be a certain spot where it has to be, and then there's a certain spot that he must. Well, either way, I feel as though we're making our headway and getting closer.
I do ask that when you think that we're at the end game, I want to crush him. I want to crush him with such overwhelming force that we will not have to worry about this. I don't want any chance of him escaping. So, if you think we are at the end, if you think that this is the final battle, when you think this is the final battle, please tell us so we can gather as many allies as possible and face him down.
Well, that's the hope. But the hope is that there's enough people alive that can help us with this fight.
We have
That-
allies. they can't travel with you all of the time while you hunt these batteries down, but these siphons. But if we get rid of the siphons, or at least most of them, and you think, okay, we're going to go get Vacna right now, then that is the time to deploy them.
This I agree. Get the monster when he's the weakest. Johnson will stand up. Well, I suppose I have more business to tend to. And you look like you could use some alone time. He's smart.
Leave me with my 4 things of paper. They gave me 4 letters to answer, and 2 of them are not anything. You have no work to do.
So go spend some time with your husband.
He is on the wall.
Take him off the wall. Trying to run the place, you know.
Well, he is one of the heads of Whitestone now, so... Percy is doing well. I think he's coming out of it, or making some breakthroughs.
Yes, that was another thing I wanted to go check into. Go see how the old man's doing. Well, anyways, he'll walk over, give her a hug.
Yep, she gives you a big old hug back.
I think we're coming to an end of this all soon, one way or another.
That would be nice.
Miles walks out.
Okay. Macklin, what you doing?
I'm gonna head back to the room that I was in. The gnome room that they stored me in before, where I found that note.
Okay.
Gonna sit on the bed, contemplate, and ponder. See if I can get into the head of the person who had written that note, and just reflect on that heartfelt note that he had written. Reflect on the nightmare he had. Reflect on what happened at the fire plane. And just take a little while to meditate.
Okay. Ace, as you are currently walking around looking like a changeling?
I walk after leaving the castle.
What happened after leaving the castle?
He's checking things.
Okay, so 25 stealth. So as Macklin stealth, so did I. And I just made my way out to the center of the town. And feeling like I needed to get back to a calm state, I just I sit at the base of the sun tree. On the north side, so I can look between the Slayer's Cake and Gilmore's Glorious Books. And I have one of the tattered, junky-looking adventurers packs just open in front of me. You know, a few feet in front of me, like a performer, and I just start performing. You know, in the way I look, because I would be unrecognizable to most of the people there.
Okay, so you're sitting at the base of the sun tree playing?
Yep.
Okay.
Possibly, you know, trying to earn some money, but also just taking a moment to look at the town that I'm working to save, to take it all in while I have a chance. Knowing that terribleness is right around the corner again, as always.
And as you all settle into your separate mornings, we will call it for tonight.
All right.
Good.
Alrighty.
Yay.
Sorry.
Yay.